on the Texas A&M Sports Network. From Learfield, live from Ludy's Country Store and Barbecue on Harvey Road in College Station. Welcome to the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams. Presented by Coors Light. Choose chill and gig 'em Aggies. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Visit rudys.com to find real Texas barbecue near you. And by Twisted Tea, hard iced tea for the 12th man. Please drink responsibly. Now, here is the voice of Texas A&M basketball, Andrew Monaco.
Howdy, it is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams, and we're at Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. For the next hour, we're talking Texas A&M men's basketball. We're doing it with the head coach of the Fighting Texas Aggies, Buzz Williams. They are now ranked number 8 after Saturday afternoon's win at Missouri, 67-64. Just one of the things that we will talk about with Buzz this hour. So glad to see you here at Rudy's. We thank you so much for joining us. And perhaps you're joining us on the Texas A&M Sports Network or the 12th Man mobile app or Learfield's Varsity Network app or even in Learfield's Behind the Mic on the Texas A&M Basketball Facebook page. Check in. We'll shout you out over the course of this hour. A reminder that when you want a quick, delicious, and nutritious hot meal in minutes, look no further than Heat Up's convenient, high-protein meals on the go with local pickup in Aggieland. Head on over to heatups.com. That's where you can place your order. Heat Up's, meals made simple. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams from Rudy's. Stay with us. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. The only reason why I taped that first segment is I hate having to follow Big Voice of Learfield because my voice isn't nearly deep enough. The 12th Man Foundation is the official fundraising. Take two. The 12th Man Foundation is the official fundraising organization and ticket provider for Texas A&M Athletics. Support a 75-year legacy and help shape the future of Aggie Athletics by donating today at 12thmanfoundation.com. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams. The Aggies are now ranked number 8 after defeating Missouri on Saturday, 67-64. They also beat the hell out of bye when they got the bye last Tuesday and Wednesday. With that win, now number 8, highest ranked in the AP Buzz Williams era here at Texas A&M. And I take this opportunity to not only allow things that you're probably not going to hear. Henry Coleman was talking about his teammates. But after Saturday's game, Buzz Williams was asked about Henry. And he was asked about the 16 rebounds for Henry Coleman III. And that's a career high for him. But Buzz always has a way of putting things in perspective and talks about Henry the person. But we start out because I love to hear teammates talk about teammates. Right now we're going to hear Henry Coleman talk about Pharrell Payne, talk about Solomon Washington, and then Buzz on the back end will talk about Henry.
I think just his ability to cause problems for other defenses. I think his ability to rebound the basketball and be physical and have touch around the rim has kind of changed our team. It's opened up shots for H. It's opened up shots for Manny and CJ and Wade. And his ability to be physical and play hard has really just changed his team. But it's not something that just happened. I think, from the moment he stepped on campus, he's been ready to work, and he's been here every off day working out. He's in the weight room trying to get stronger. And so I think his commitment, his dedication to getting better each day is the reason that, he's doing as well as he is right now. I just think it was his confidence. All year, Mo can attest to this too. Like in practice, Pharrell was, being physical, doing those moves. And I think it was just, it's a new team. He was just trying to figure it out early in the season when he could attack the basket, when he could use his crab dribbles in space. And I think for him, it was just trying to find the right area. And I think, once he found it, he's been unbelievable, and I think he's going to continue to do great. Truly, I think he's a first-team defender in the SEC, and I think he is nationally. I think sometimes his defensive ability goes unnoticed because we're in a time where offense is, that's where everybody's looking for the points. How many, do you have of this, assists, all that stuff. I think his defense is the reason we've won some of these games. I know we've hit big shots and things like that, but I think his defense on the other end has really propelled us and has really helped us. He's somebody who's, when he was here, he wasn't really vocal, but he's grown into an unbelievable young man, and he's been able to be vocal. He's one of the guys in practice that's talking, helping me, like, Henry, you got to get back, you got to do this. And so him growing as a man, him growing as a basketball player has led to the success that he's having right now.
Well, he has two incredible parents, and you guys can include this with commas on either side. He's the NCAA men's basketball representative, and he's the only 3-time in a row commissioner appointed committee for student athletes. Like, when you think what Barack Obama was at 22, that's who Henry is. Like, just an unbelievable human being, already graduated from college. Everything about his life is pure. And I actually thought, just because I've known him for a long time, even prior to coming to College Station, I thought it was his best college game from start to finish and the impact that he had. I would say this year, that's the most he's played in any game. And in November and December, the analytics really loved him. But since we made the change because of injuries 2 weeks ago, we kind of adjusted where he started. And that's given us a little different dimension, but only because of his ability to execute and swing between both, not just offensively, but also defensively.
And as Buzz mentioned, the career best 16 rebounds for Henry Coleman III. But when you talk with visiting media, you don't always get those stories. You don't always hear about other players. And Buzz, that was the first thing. It was like asking Buzz about Solomon Washington being back on Saturday. And the first thing Buzz says has nothing to do with how he's going to affect the game. He's going to talk about how Solomon will affect the game. But the first thing out of his mouth is, I love him. And if you know Buzz, he invests everything into his players. So a chance to share Henry talking about Pharrell Payne, his front court mate, about Solomon Washington and Buzz on Henry Coleman III. When we come back to the Aggie Basketball Hour, we will hear Buzz give some advice. Missouri has a great journalism school. They cover all their sports teams. And at the end of his postgame conference, Buzz had some advice for them. That's next as the Aggie Basketball Hour rolls on from Rudy's. A reminder, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance wants to give you a VIP Aggie basketball fan experience this year. Go to 12thman.com/maroon contest and register. One winner and a guest will receive game tickets, a Buzz Williams autographed basketball, and you'll be recognized on the video board during the game. Register today, 12thman.com/maroon contest. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is a proud partner of Texas A&M Athletics. It's a life lesson from Buzz when we return. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. At Costa Vida Fresh Mexican Grill, we source high-quality ingredients and make our recipes from scratch every day, starting with our fresh tortillas to our chips and queso, Baja Bowls, quesadillas, tacos, and more. You can find us at CostaVita.com or in South College Station today. If you're there, say hello to Holly. She is a fighting Texas Aggie. We continue. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams. We're at Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. Second to last Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams. In 2 weeks, it will be our final show of the season. So, Missouri, told you, journalism school. They have their students. They cover games. They get to ask questions. They've got broadcasts. I believe it's KCOU. I actually met their sports director, Mickey Doolittle, was there. And what Buzz has done in the last couple of years is he has kind of given them advice. He'll take their questions. He kind of separates it and just takes questions from them. So when you thought his post-game press conference was over, it wasn't. Here's Buzz Williams with some advice to the Missouri student radio participants.
All right, thank you, guys. I know a lot of you guys are students. I used to be like you, and I tell our guys this all the time. Make sure you function with, here's 4 things for you. Ready? How old are you?
19.
All right. I'm assuming you're in the Columbia, Missouri School of Journalism. All right. So here's four things that I write all people that I wish somebody would have told me. Number 1, you're going to type it, or are you just recording it?
I'll type it.
Okay. Read more than you think you should. 2, write down everything, comma, about everything, comma, all the time. period. 3, over the next 10 years, build as many relationships as you can, comma, and learn to connect the dots between those relationships. 4, never turn down an opportunity to learn, comma, or to work. Good luck.
Thanks, Coach.
I promise you they're never going to forget that message whatsoever, that he spoke directly to them. And it's a reason why he is where he is. Not forgetting, it's one thing I say to young broadcasters, I am where I am in my business. You are where you are. You can't get here overnight, but can I shrink that right there? But that advice, when they all worry about networking and how do you network and have buzz, how do I do this? That's 4 pieces of advice, whether they stay in journalism, whether they stay in broadcasting, whether they stay in radio, whether they stay in TV. And it just reminds me that that's what it would be like taking a Buzz Williams leadership class. That's what he does with the core in that class. And they got that lesson for free. So I had to share that with you, and I thought it was interesting. It was right at the very end of that postgame press conference. You thought it was over, and he had that gem at the very end. Buzz will join us here at Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams, and this is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. When you want a quick, delicious, and nutritious hot meal in minutes, look no further than Heat Ups. Convenient, high-protein meals on the go with local pickup in Aggieland. Head on over to heatups.com. That's where you place your order. Heat Ups, meals made simple. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour. It is with Buzz Williams. Buzz joins us here at Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. The Aggies have 2 games this week at Reed Arena. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Georgia. The Bulldogs are in. Our Dos Equis tip-off show will come your way at 7:30. Saturday, 11 in the morning, Arkansas is in. Dos Equis tip-off show will come your way at 10:30. 3 times already this season, other schools' baseball teams have come out and thrown T-shirts. Finally, the Aggie baseball team at Reed Arena. Signing autographs from 7 to 8, and then I'm going to tell you right now, when they start throwing that T-shirt, they throw in the 90s, so you better be ready. They will definitely reach you. Buzz Williams is with us. And, Buzz, I just had to share a couple of things. You talking about Henry Coleman III, you talking to the students at Missouri, that wasn't a one-off that you did yesterday, giving them the 4 life lessons, if you will. I love the way you talk about Henry because it's not about the rebounds or it's not about the game. It's about the person first. And I was just sharing – when I asked you about Solo coming back, first thing you said to me was, I love him, right? It's that connection, it's that relationship. But it's special because I like to share, and I thought it was interesting because other schools don't always get to hear head coaches talk about their players like that. I know Dennis Gates talks about his players, and I'll talk to you about Dennis, but I just think it's wonderful to be able to share, and I just did not want that to get away. I wanted the 12th man to hear that as well.
Yeah, that's in the end, I think that's what this is really supposed to be about. I understand how we're judged, and I understand the exposure and the money and all of the things that come with it. But I think at some point later, you probably have to be accountable for those relationships and what they're built on and how long they last and things like that. And that doesn't mean I'm right, and it doesn't mean everything I'm saying is correct as a coach or even as a person. But those relationships are what matters the most.
Buzz, I understand how much John Wooden won. But when Bill Walton talked about and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar talks about Wooden, it's not about this game that we won. I work with Sean Elliott in San Antonio, and the way he talks about Lute Olson and just basically calls him coach. That's the relationship part of it, correct?
Right. Yeah, I think as time goes, I haven't done it near as long as Coach Olson or Coach Wooden, and I want. But, like, this is my 18th year as a head coach, and so those relationships from way back when, guys will start texting me and calling me, Coach, you remember this and that game and this and that game? And I'm like, no, what happened? And, then they'll say it was this and that. Oh, okay, yeah. Keep talking, and it's going to eventually get in my brain. And they say, well, Coach, you said this, and then you said that. That sounds right. But I think the scores and the some of that dissipates
right
as you get older. Not just me, but as they get older. You know, some of those guys are like I met Devin when he was a senior in college. And Devin's married with 2 kids, and you know, but the relationship part, that's what matters. You'll probably always remember Four making the shot at Missouri.
Right.
You won't remember it was 67, 64. You won't remember who was on the court. You won't remember Henry had 16 rebounds. Like that, some of those numbers and stats will go away, but the impact that you have on their heart and they have on your heart, and how it all started and who their mom is and who their dad is and their path prior to arrival, while you were here, where they go after, you know, that's the, you know, like 5, Justin Robinson, he's texting me. Well, he'd already texted me by the time I looked at my phone, and you know, he's in Australia, and he's, however you find our game in Australia on the computer, he's watching everything, you know, and that's the relationship, right? 5's talking about 4, you know.
And you're looking for the next 3.
Yeah, that would be
right?
good.
Right? Did young Buzz know that when he first became a head coach?
I think my ego was in the way. I think I was trying to prove the wrong things. Mm-hmm. I think the things that were on my stat sheet that were important to me, in many respects, I've realized those stats really don't matter at all. It's more of an internal scoreboard. I think some of that's just natural maturation. I think some of that is just the process of what this was a long time ago and what it's become now. And I don't think I was necessarily ever a bad person, right, per se. I don't think I was wrong to people. But I think there was some selfish intent at times. Want to prove that I can do the job. I think some of that went away, probably at the normal pace. I think we went to 3 straight Sweet 16s. We were having multiple guys drafted. We won the league when it was not the Big East now. We went to the Elite 8. And I think there was some hidden, see, I told you I could do it. I coached that way, but I recruited players that understood that language. Mm-hmm. And that's the language I still use, similar to some of the things that I said to you about Zoo. Mm-hmm. Those relationships are still good. I mean, Jay Crowder, just any of them. But I think internally, I think I was still trying to show that I could do it. And I think now on the back end of my time as a coach, I partly because I'm a parent of mm-hmm. children mm-hmm. that are now that age, progressing to be older. Mason's playing. Bubba's about to graduate. Sissy's graduated. Baby's on her way to graduating from high school. So I think some of it is probably parental related. I was always the youngest coach in the conference. Every conference, I was the youngest coach when I was in the Sun Belt. I was the youngest coach when I was in the Big East. 6 years later, I was the youngest coach in the ACC. So I think some of that is just natural maturation as a human being. I think some of that is natural maturation as a parent. You know, early in my career, I'm doing home visits with moms who are older than me, mm-hmm. and now that's kind of flipped. You know, I'm older than Four's parents. We're still in that range. I'm older than Jace's parents. Mm-hmm. We're in that range, but next year I'm going to be older than most parents, right. You know, and right. So like with each passing year, I just think your lens on life, your lens on your career, your lens on the value of who they are and how their life is going to change and how you have to make deposits for where they're going to be, you know, and those kids that are in the media room at Missouri, you know, it's like the largest, other than Kentucky, it's the largest media room we attend. And I understand it's the journalism school. And yeah, I mean, I used to be that kid, you know, and so I would have not done that 10 years ago. Right. You know, I would have looked at these kids asking these dumb questions. I wouldn't have said that, right. But that's how I would have processed that. And now I feel that way at all the older people asking me those dumb questions, and I don't say that. Right. But when I see the kids and like, hey, they're trying, right? You know, and I'm like, hey, let me tell you something. I wish somebody would have told me. You know, and so they're scared, and I'm like, no, it's fine. Right. I'm not the coach at Texas A&M, but I'm kind of in the genre of probably what you're trying to do. And I used to be you. It was just at a junior college. It was at an NAIA school. I didn't have the computer. It wasn't on ESPN. It wasn't top 10. Let me tell you something that I think will matter from 19 to 52.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
it was absolutely awesome.
Yeah, my phone. I don't respond to many texts anymore. But man, I guess somebody put it on social media. I don't look at social media, but. I had 6 NFL coaches. I was just looking at the guy from the Chargers, one of the guys from the Chargers. He texted, he texted I guess this is what was on the internet.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. It was hoop something. I wish I could do it, but I saw other coaches start reposting. This coach who texted me, this post is on Twitter from whoever this coach is. Yeah. And then somebody asked me in one of the texts, I noticed, why are you wearing Missouri shirt? And I'm like, oh, here we go.
Isn't that funny how things get contrived, you know?
Correct.
I'm not wearing Missouri shirt. It was
for Riley,
a young girl that had cancer, you know, but because it says Missouri. And then when I mentioned some of the things that you said about Henry, poor words on my part, I said a young Barack Obama, and then I'm getting text about political angled things, and I'm like, oh man, I know none of that. Right. Of the donkey and the elephant, I don't know which one. I don't pay attention to it. I've never said anything political in my entire career publicly, and I don't say anything privately because I don't even know what it is. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. A president. Sure. You know? Yeah. Like I was saying it in a positive way, and it's just, you know, again, I think that's just part of the exposure, you know, like no matter what you do, good, bad, there's a critique from it, you know. But everything I was saying to those kids in the journalism school, in my heart, the intent was right, and everything that I was saying about Henry, regardless of politics, right, and the intent of my heart was right. Because I totally agree. I've said this before. We're going to be working for Henry someday. I am polishing up my resume. I should have just said that. Yeah. But your analogy was absolutely perfect because where Barack became president, Henry, I can also see. I've read an autobiography on every president ever. Not because I'm trying to learn politics. I'm trying to learn leadership. Right. And Barack's book and his story, regardless of what party or all of that stuff, I'm like, whew, that's a journey. Yeah. And like, Henry's on a journey. And like, before I even said that, I was like, hey, it's a really good story. You guys know that he is the NCAA men's basketball representative. There's only one. And do you know that in the history of the Southeastern Conference, there's never been a student athlete in any sport be appointed by the commissioner 3 consecutive years. Henry. So as I'm saying that, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of political, maybe.
Correct.
So.
Yep. He's a leader.
The intent was right.
It certainly was. More of the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams. When we return, it's Aggie Basketball from Learfield. When you need a new roof or just have a pesky leak, you want to call on the winning team at Schulte Roofing, home of the Bulletproof Roof Guarantee. Get the best. Visit SchulteRoofing.com. We continue with the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams. Steve has a question for you, so we'll dive into basketball. Does the first guy shooting a free throw have the most pressure to set the tone for the game?
When you can't make them like us, I think he does. I don't tell that to our guys, but I'm praying for that first one. Like, hey, yeah, good start. We're 100%.
Yeah. It's funny because you always say you want to get to the bonus. This is great.
Yes.
You want 4 on the line. When 4 misses 2, Buzz, I'm like you. I got to go searching. I go searching when he misses 1 in a game.
I think it's I think he's second ever in the annals of Texas A&M history in regards to free throw percentage.
Yeah.
And when he missed those 2 at South Carolina, there was a timeout after that. And I said, I would have bet my check for February that you would make both.
Uh-huh.
And I would have bet my salary for the year that you wouldn't have missed both. What are you doing? He goes, Coach, that's a lot of money. I go, I know. That's how much I believe in you. What are you doing?
And seriously,
we missed 9 for the game, and we missed 5 in the last 2 minutes. But like when 4 misses 2 in a row,
yeah,
that's worse than Steve's question. Hey, 4, you can't do that, man. These other guys, they got some problems.
Yeah.
You do not have free throw problems.
I like the way he focused on your salary.
Yeah, he started laughing. Coach, that's a lot of money. I know.
You're right about the confidence, though. Look, everything.
I don't even watch 4 shoot because I just consider it.
I'm with you.
Made.
I'm with you. That last play, just unbelievable. Yeah, Anderson's timing on the pass, and if he doesn't release the ball as quickly as he does, I'm not sure he gets.
That's why I said what I said. I don't know if I said it to you, but I said it in their post game with the print media. The Four's greatest attribute as a player is he's fearless.
Mm-hmm.
Now that doesn't mean that he's always going to make it,
right?
But he does not have angst on if he should shoot it. The possession before he shot it from 35 feet. And I said, what the hell are you doing? He goes, Coach, I'm just going to get it on the rim. I know we're going to get it. Man, that's a fast twitch answer, but I think we could have done better, don't you think?
In his mind? Maybe not.
I'm not going to argue with him, because you can't, on the fearlessness,
right?
The logic doesn't apply.
Right.
But what I did want to make sure that I said post-game, and even now, the draw-up was great, but Andy is the best decision-maker with the ball in his hand, taller than 6'5". I mean, he's KJ Blackshear from Virginia Tech as far as, he's you have, I have used this, I don't think it's an analogy or a metaphor, but whatever the word would be, like when we're going to recruit, and, Lyle is highly process-driven. Coach, this and that, and this is why it works. And when we talk about players, his ability to articulate how it translates is superb. And Devin, if Devin watches it on the screen or he watches it live, my trust in him on his evaluation is better than my eyes. I can't really watch it on the screen the way they can, But if I watch somebody, I have a pretty distinct feel. But if Devin's evaluation is different than mine, I just side with him. And our whole staff knows it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the ball, and Rock always semi-laughs about this. Hey, Rock, when that kid has the ball, do you think I'm nervous or at peace? And he goes, nervous. Okay, well, then I don't think we should sign him.
Right.
Not if he's a point, not if he's a 2, not if he's a 3, not if he's a 5. When he has the ball, do you think I'm anxious, like, hey, man, just hurry up and get rid of it? If I feel that way, our style of play is not conducive to having guys that hey, he has the ball. Yeah, that's fine. I'm at peace. Andy has the ball. I'm at peace. Gochi has the ball. Yeah, I'm at peace. You have to be comfortable with the ball. Like the last, 3 games, we're starting 3 point guards.
Correct.
In my opinion.
Correct.
But they can all play off the ball, and they can all play with the ball. Henry's comfortable with the ball. Gochi's comfortable with the ball. But for Andy, hey, Andy, you're the point guard. We're playing number 15, Missouri. They have the longest home court winning streak. The game is tied. It's our ball side out of bounds. And as soon as we can, we're going to throw you the ball. Now, here's the reads. 4, H is going to be in that corner. Henry's doing this. Zoo's doing this. Okay, coach. And, I've watched it 100 times. To your point, in September at the Lincoln Center, every year here and elsewhere, you only make a bounce pass in 2 scenarios. You bounce pass to feed the post. That's fine. It's 2-on-1. Me and you versus Chief. Okay, if Chief's on defense, I can throw it down to you on a bounce, or I can throw it up to you. I would not throw it up to you because I don't think you can jump. I would bounce it to you.
You'd
right?
be correct. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't want you thinking I'm going to throw it above your head.
Right. Where Gochi can point up.
Yeah. We're not throwing it down to Gochi. No. Just throw it to the moon, and he'll get it. Yes, but those are the only 2 times we make a bounce pass. But that's kind of a specific to how we play, because a lot of kids arrive, and I'm the point, and I throw it to the right wing. Well, I'll just bounce it there. No, we're not doing that. That was a draw up. Andy's the point, and that was a bounce pass that he made in a very short window for 4 to get it, and he's the smallest player on the floor to get it off. That's quarterback-like.
Yeah.
His quarterback rating was,
I believe it's
over 100.
Right. At 158.6, yes. I think is the perfect one. It was
really good.
Perfect pass, perfect shot, perfect win. 67-64 Texas A&M. We'll step aside, take a break. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams from Rudy's. And this is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. Head on over to your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com to place an order for their real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy serves made-to-order and grab-and-go breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Tomorrow night, Aggies, Georgia Bulldogs, 8 o'clock the tip at Reed Arena. Dos Equis tip-off show will come your way at 7:30. 2 home games this week. Arkansas on Saturday is 11 a.m. Tip, 10:30 with our Dos Equis tip-off show. Making this a bridge, so we have one more segment, a little bit more time to talk with Buzz Williams. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams from Rudy's. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. We continue with the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams here at Rudy's. It is our final segment. There will be no Aggie Basketball Hours next Monday. Women are actually playing Alabama next Monday. No Joni show today. She got a chance to get out. She was recruiting. So their next one will be in 2 weeks. Buzz will join me in 2 weeks, and we will have zipped through 12 weeks, or 12 episodes. 12 shows is what we'll do.
We don't have a show next week?
No, not next Monday, because we're on the road, right? We take off on Monday. We're going to be on the road next Tuesday.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
You think we could do another hour right now?
With you?
And make it
heartbeat.
Radio show 11 and 12?
Gladly.
And then 2 weeks from now, the core group that attends, I'll buy their dinner for 2 weeks from now.
Let's do it. Cooper, can you?
Or have heat-ups deliver them something.
That's even better. Cooper, you don't mind staying for another hour. Cooper Rollins is our producer in Learfield. Kevin Menchow is
There's only 12 people listening. There's 12 here.
Yeah.
There's 12 in person. 12.
Hold on, I need to check.
12. Yeah.
You really don't want to know about the first Aggie Diamond Hour we did with baseball and how many people were watching.
Well, it's distinctly more than what Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz. I can tell you that.
Let's see, Buzz. Let's see. This is such good. 13, Buzz. Yeah.
At some point, like I tell our players, at some point, and I tell my wife the same thing, and this is sincere, and I'm using Texas A&M language, not Marquette.
Right.
At some point, if it's number specific, you'll start believing me.
Gotcha.
I said 12 listeners.
You said
and
12.
There's 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
Curtis is from Mason.
What? So
Lance
do
is
you know
watching.
these 12 that normally? Lance who?
Corey's usually one if she's not here.
Yeah, we can't count my family.
No, I count Corey now. I count the boss. You know that.
Okay, well.
You told me a long time
Paul
ago.
and Nani are listening.
Okay, yeah.
They only have one.
Yeah. Kirsten? Hey, Kirsten said the Mizzou game was worth the trip. I'd vote for Henry, right?
Regardless of political.
Look, Kevin's
party.
watching. That moved up. Well, someone just bumped off after Kevin came on.
Where do you see that it's right
see
here?
See that? Yeah. Now, here's the thing in baseball. I really think
I think I know this guy from Mason, Texas.
Curtis?
Yeah. Well, is he a taller? I think Lance doesn't count.
Lance counts.
Lance is an employee.
Lance, you count.
Lance, you
do
not
think,
count.
Where do you think Dr. Thornton gets all his info? He gets it from Lance.
Oh, and one of the kids on the team, they know I don't look at social, so they texted me the link of you calling the game.
Yeah.
Man, that's the only time I've ever heard you on the radio. You did great. And Coach Thornton's just sitting there. I'm like, Coach.
He's the voice of reason. But wait a second, because people then said to me, guts of the game, right? All hell's breaking loose. Buzz is just leaning up against the table.
Yeah, Andy's the one that sent it to me. He's like, Coach, look at you. I'm like, I have great faith in you. I have great faith in 4.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. Why?
And if we don't make the shot, then we'll just go into overtime. I'm not going to go nuts.
That was the beauty. Yeah, but how about Dr. He's seen it all, Buzz.
Yeah, I know, but come on, Coach. You got it. It's the only top 15 matchup of the day. I know you've been on vacation the last 2 weeks, but you can have a little bit of pop, Coach. That's a big game. That's a big win. It's a big shot.
It's a big win.
He didn't even blink.
No. You know what he was thinking?
We should have had the kid that, however they put that together, on the top you and on the bottom the play. Just crap out Coach.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
And yet we still pay him, Buzz. We still pay him.
Who pays?
This is Learfield does. Learfield, not you. No, not you. Learfield. Because I always joke with him every game. Every game.
I think Coach Thornton has been employed. Was Coach Thornton employed longer than Coach Slocum?
Ooh.
I'm telling you, it's pretty close.
He might be.
I think Coach Thornton, he won by 18 months.
Yeah.
Because Coach Slocum just officially retired, right?
Right.
And I know Coach Slocum is older than Coach Thornton.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
But I think Coach Thornton. I think Coach Thornton got to 44 and a half. And I think Coach Slocum ended up like 43, but maybe I could have it in.
John,
maybe dyslexic.
John is my therapist, though, Buzz, because I'll be going to John.
Yeah, he's
John,
perfect. He just sits there and looks at you.
I said, John, we can't take that shot. John, we can't turn it over there. And he looks at me.
Yeah,
going,
you had great juice, and you had on a good tie.
Well, you know why I do that? Because you guys wear ties.
Well, that's the respectful thing to do, I think.
I agree. And I love that Dennis Gates and his
I shouldn't say that either.
No.
I shouldn't say that.
No,
wear what you want.
To get back
Clothes
to that.
don't matter.
We need to get back to that. we need to get back to that, I think. We've lowered. I don't like lowering the bar and lowering the standard, but that's the respect for this team and for you and your staff.
Thank you. You look nice. You had on like a vest?
I go with the vest. Yeah. A little bit of a look. And during the course of games, I always like to put down the time that the jacket comes off for you.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of variables involved in that.
Yeah, it was like the 10-minute mark or something. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later. Yeah.
It depends on which year that suit is and which year that shirt is.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's not an easy place to win, Buzz. That is a sneaky good win.
I thought the environment and the vibe and the ambiance was high level. Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought their student population, I thought the engagement of their season ticket holders, like it had a really high feel to it. Yeah.
That's what I anticipate. I love playing in front of the 12th man after wins like that because it
that'd
just
be
kind
great.
of jumpstarts.
I hope that matters tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is week 7 of the SEC. It'll be the first week that we've played 2 games in a row at home.
Yeah.
So that starts tomorrow.
Definitely a test. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad I was able to share all this.
Thank you guys for coming
as well.
If you want to stay for one more hour, you can just record it on all this electronics.
I can do it on here, and then we're all set. Well, he knows a little bit too much. He knows we only have to go 42 minutes.
Yeah, and then you can just plug in the
and
commercials.
I have your read of heat ups I can put in. I'm going to play that.
So now we can get it down to 39 minutes.
We can, because you said you're going to read it for 4 straight minutes anyway, right?
There you go. Thank you.
Buzz, thanks so much. Buzz Williams, as we are at Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. Once again, as Buzz mentioned, the 2 home games this week. Georgia tomorrow night, 8 o'clock at Reed Arena. 7:30 is the Dos Equis tip-off. You will hear more from Henry Coleman III. You'll also hear from Manny Obaseki as they talk about this team and how they play in one-possession games. And then Saturday, the Fighting Texas Aggies and the Arkansas Razorbacks. 11 a.m. is the tip. Our Dos Equis tip-off show comes your way at 10:30. As I mentioned, Kevin Menchow is our engineer here at Rudy's. Michael, thank you as well. And Cooper Rollins is the producer in our Learfield studios. My thanks to Buzz Williams. My thanks to all of you for being here at Rudy's for this edition of the Aggie Basketball Hour with Buzz Williams. No show next Monday. Our final show will come your way in 2 Mondays. Again, thank you all for being here. Thanks and gig 'em.